Hi, I'm Glenn Simpson, and I've collected comics for over 40 years. And normally I show off my collection one box at a time. But today I just got a brand new box of new comics from Discount Comic Book Service. So let's check out what I got here in the latest episode of Glenn Simpson's Comics. All right, here we go. So we're going to start with the actual opening of the box here. As always, Discount Comic Book Service does a really good job with their shipping. For those who don't know, Discount Comic Book Service is also a distributor. So they pick up the comics for certain companies, particularly DC, like at the printer or whatever, and then they're the ones that sell them to the comic book shops. And when they do that, they are known as Lunar. And so this one, for you old school guys, you know how you used to get boxes from Diamond, you buy stuff at the store, comic book shop, and they would pack it for you, or just put it in a Diamond box. It's kind of the same thing here. So let's see what we got here. One of their, I think, am I upside down? I don't guess I'm upside down. I'm a little upside down. Well, no, maybe not. Okay, they just did it a different way. They've got these cool tray things. I kind of save them and put like odds and ends in them sometimes. And then we got our packs. Let me get those out. Put that over here. Put the other one over here. Ooh, 3 packs. All right. Trying not to bend them, but trying to get them out, but trying not to knock the camera off or whatever. That. And then we have another one of those on the bottom. So, all right. So that's all the big, exciting box part. Hang on. Put that aside. Oop. And then let me scooch this down to our normal recording height. Sorry. Go, get y'all lined up. All right. So, again, I have to remember that part of the excitement of an unboxing video is you got to see all of the pulling open of the packaging and stuff. So let's make sure I do that on camera. Do that. Alright, there. Got rubber bands. I wish I had use for rubber bands. I'm kind of a cheapskate. I like to save all the stuff to use, but I have no purpose for rubber bands in my life. I do save these sort of low-end backing boards and put them at the front and the back of my long boxes, so that the bags, particularly in the front, so the bags, that the books in the front aren't hitting that handle area or whatever. So anyway, let's get rid of that. All right, what do we got? We got, oops, stuff kind of sticking here. Trying to make sure I know what I'm looking at. All right, we got Peacemaker. Now I got one up here. Gonna line him up. Peacemaker presents the Vigilante Eagly double feature. There's a trade paperback. Trying to see what it. I think it's. No, I guess that's what it was. Okay. Anyway, I was thinking it was the Peacemaker Tries Hard miniseries, but maybe not. Anyway, there you go. There's that. Figure out where I'm going with them after I look at them. Okay. Got Ultimate Spider-Man. Make sure you're in focus. Ultimate Spider-Man 22. Detective Comics 1102. So Mr. Terrific there. Got Superman 31. DC KO tie-in. I had a problem with DC KO #1 because it mentions that there was a Heart of Apocalypse in the center of the Absolute Earth, and then it immediately jumps to starting talking about an absolute or a Heart of Apocalypse in the regular Earth. And I asked around, and I'm like, well, the book doesn't tell us how the Heart of Apocalypse got into the main Earth, which that's what they're all sort of fighting over in the DCKO. And people told me that they mentioned it here, so looking forward to reading that. But I really think they should have mentioned it in the main series if that was the case. We've got Mystic 44. Don't remember ordering that, but okay. Now this is actually Battle World 2. Okay, I gotcha. I think I saw Greg Land and I just ordered it. So this is really Battle World. That's going to confuse some people with an actual number and stuff on there. But anyway, I've been meaning to try cross-gen in terms of back issues one of these days. Cloak or Dagger, part of the Age of Revelation. Is that a variant? Yeah, variant cover there. Okay, this is the month. This is the month where we got all the Street Verse things. Now, couple of pieces of information if you've never seen my unboxing videos. So I get my books, if you're watching this around the time when it first goes live, around the 3rd week of the month, which means that for whatever theme that Marvel or I don't get a lot of DC variants, but whatever theme Marvel is having, I'm going to have some of both, because I'm getting some of the last week of the previous month and some of, 3 weeks of the current month. So you're going to see a mix of themes. The other thing, when I was in my 20s, I was convinced, because when you're in your 20s, you know everything, that the secret to getting more people to like superhero comics was to get rid of the costumes. That was what was holding us back. So, in honor of my wild ideas back when I was in the 20s, when they did this street verse where all the heroes are kind of wearing street clothes-ish kind of things, I'm like, okay, I'll get all of those. I'll get all of them. So less about the art and more about the principle. So that's Avengers 32. Got your Batman 3 there. Amazing Spider-Man 15 there. Absolute Superman 13. KO Night Fight #1. Batman is going to fight the future versions of all of his Robins as they have each become Batman in an alternate future or something like that. Got JSA. Ooh, year 1. Gonna get some sweet 1940s JSA action there. Good deal. Absolute Green Lantern there. A new story starts here. Long shots. Kind of a throwback to Arthur Adams without actually paying Arthur Adams. Probably should throw Arthur Adams a few bucks for all this. Planet She-Hulk. There. I think that's a variant. No. That's the main cover. Moon Knight. Adventures of Superman. Book of L. Kind of continuing Superman's adventures into the world viewed in the future state Book of L series. Cheshire and Cheetah robbed the Justice League. There. Some Batgirl. Birds of Prey 27. There. Binary, part of Age of Revelation. Carol Danvers. Man has the Phoenix in the future, has the Phoenix Force. Green Lantern Corps, number 10. Justice League of America, number 21, first appearance of the JSA in the Silver Age, facsimile. I was just looking at my Justice League of America books and realized I did not have any facsimiles from that series. I forgot I ordered this, so now I do. So I keep getting distracted by the next cover. Spider-Man and Wolverine, number 7. Action Comics 1092, continuing the adventures of Superman as a boy, aka Superboy. Hasn't got any boots yet. Got Ultimate Wolverine 11. There. We got Batman 162. So, of course, for those who are not familiar, the previous Batman series is ending with this Hush storyline, but it's been delayed. So they went ahead and started the next series even while this one is still coming out. So that's why you had Batman 3 up there. That's the next series, and this is the previous one that's still kind of finishing up as they get around to it. So 162 of the Hush 2. Got Rogue Storm, again part of the Age of Revelation with her streetverse look. Fantastic Four, number 5. See Storm and her streetverse cover. Amazing X-Men with Psylocke, her streetverse. Miles Morales, Spider-Man, streetverse. Amazing Spider-Man shoes with streetverse, number 15. we got Echo, Seeker of Truth. Echo being a spin-off of Daredevil. She is deaf, but she is still a kick-butt person, and she can take on the abilities of people she sees, sort of like Taskmaster. And she's Native American, and she had the Phoenix Force there for a while. I don't know if they're going to they're going to allude to that here, or they're going to kind of bring her back down to street level and pretend the other stuff didn't happen. Spirits of Violence, getting all the Ghost Riders together, seeing what happens. Laura Kinney, Sabretooth, Age of Revelation. In the future, she starts calling herself Sabretooth for some reason. Alright, so then that's one package. Let's get our next package undone. Let me get the scissors. What's in here? Humans are tool-using animals. So why am I not using the tools? Let's see. Alright, get off to the side for the surprise. Alright, Justice League Unlimited 12, continuing the DC KO. Got all of these heroes that have been pulled out of time, like Batman Beyond from the future, Hook Hand Aquaman, and Electric Superman from the past, things like that. Absolute Wonder Woman 13. Oh, Fantastic Four, number 4. I think this is the main cover. Yeah. Ultimates 17. Of course, the Ultimate Universe is soon to come to an end. Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion. This may be the last issue, I'm not sure. This is regular Miles Morales from 616 in the new Ultimate Universe, trying to find his baby sister, who apparently has been held by the Maker, who is the Reed Richards from the previous Ultimate Universe, which is where Miles is originally from. So, there you go. Got all that. Green Lantern. Little Hal Jordan, Star Sapphire. Romance. Alright, we got Mark Waid coming back, thank gosh, to The Flash for the DC KO tie-in. There. Not a big Cy Spurrier fan. Last Wolverine, part of Age of Revelation. So I think it's the Beast. So if Laura is Sabretooth, and then Beast is Wolverine, and Wolverine, I don't know what Wolverine is called him. Fist of Khonshu, number 13, Moon Knight. There. Green Arrow 29. Omega Kids, part of Age of Revelation. In the future, Quentin Quire will mentor some kids. Kid Omega is his nickname, his code name. X-Men, Book of Revelation, probably some more just general tales or background on how the world of Revelation, or so we say Age of Revelation, came about. Undead Iron Fist. Got Danny Rand as a zombie running around because he died. Spider-Girl, number 5. That cover gives me some this is the last issue vibes. Nope. I stand corrected. Harley Quinn hanging out with Fire and Ice. Miles Morales. Black Cat variant cover. There. Radioactive Spider-Man, so we'll see what Spider-Man is like in the Age of Revelation. Batman and Robin teaming up, or maybe not teaming up, with Superman and John Kent. Sinister's 6. More of Age of Revelation. (1776) for the what is this? The 250th anniversary of the United States. They're doing this series, and the Marvel heroes are going to go and visit historical figures and things. This is a variant by Phil Jimenez, the sort of spiritual child of George Perez. So I'll try to throw him some bucks whenever I can. Runaways, kind of still a tie-in to the One World Under Doom, which I think hopefully we'll have the last issue of that here. Emma Frost, White Queen. Right there, number 5. And again, gives me... Yep, that's the last issue of that. Final issue. Got the Superman Red and Blue 2025 special. Undead Pool. Black Cat number 3. Variant cover. No, regular cover. Regular cover. Death of the Silver Surfer, aka let's give the Silver Surfer powers to a female person so that Silver Surfer will henceforth for a while look more like the one from the movie. That I don't know if that means we're going to see more female Silver Surfer in the movies. I kind of thought they were kind of, they told that story and it was over. Other people disagree, which, people can disagree. Expatriate X-Men. Here. One thing I do like somewhat about this Age of Revelation, unlike like Age of Apocalypse. Age of Apocalypse was like none of the characters, you really had no frame of reference to their backgrounds, because they, Age of Apocalypse was Charles Xavier is killed as a younger man, so the whole world is just totally different. This is actually everything, all of the history up to the point of, last month, it was true, and this is just taking place, 10 years after that. So, people shouldn't be totally outside of, what we know. They just, things have happened since then to affect them. Immortal Thor, number 3, aka Thor. I have a little problem. You know, I Mr. File everything accurately, but the title, if you can make it out, is just Thor. But everybody is calling it Mortal Thor. It's even CLZ is calling it Mortal Thor. This happened with the last Iron Man book, or the second to last Iron Man book, where it was called Iron Man, but it was Invincible Iron Man on the on the cover, and everybody was calling it Invincible Iron Man, which is a problem, because then you get into volume numbers. So I could file it under Thor, but then for me it would be Thor, you know, volume 5 or whatever, and then a new Thor number 5, volume 5 would come out, and then that would screw it up. So I kind of have to bow to peer pressure just to keep, you know, things from getting too screwed up. Batman and Robin, number 12, year 1. Number 12, good times. Imperial, issue 4, final issue, I believe. Which, you know, God bless them. This was actually relatively brief, and short and concise. It was like, you know, there's all the one shots and things, but you know, in and out. There was something on the back. Iron and Frost, Street Verse. There. Batman Static Beyond. So you have Batman Beyond, who is in the future. Batman, Bruce Wayne, is old and has passed the name and everything on to Terry McGinnis, and he's going to team up with the all grown up Static, and which of course they used to both have cartoons going on at the same time, so on the kids WB. So that's why that's the connection there. New Avengers, issue 6. I think they're doing 5 issues at a time. Yeah. So if you make it past 5, then you're going to get to 10. Ultimate Black Panther. Issue 22. Aquaman 11, DCKO tie-in, Supergirl number 7, there. Oops, oh, okay. Yeah, all right. One last pack. Okay, let's see. Okay. Alright, we've got another issue of Radioactive Spider-Man. There, issue 2. Nightwing. 132. Are they bringing back Flamebird? Oh man. Maybe not. No. Okay, sorry. Well, they may still be calling her that, but it's not Bet Kane. Anyway, sorry. Got distracted. Titans, 29. Justice League, Red Tornado. Yay. He's not on here, but yay. Well, he is, but... Nova Centurion. Issue 1 of issue 1. Spider-Man Holiday Spectacular. All right. Some holiday tales there. Omega Kids number 2. I think I opened the packs in vaguely the right order this time. X-Men Book of Revelation issue 2. Magic in her street verse clothes. Captain America issue 5. His street verse outfit. Catwoman 81. X-Men of Apocalypse. This is kind of a celebration of the original Age of Apocalypse. And we've got our Art Germ cover to that here. Unbreakable X-Men. That's just what she normally wears. What's so street verse about that? That's hilarious. Issue 2. Are the kids wearing their coat like that? Is that what the kids are doing these days? Alright, Wonder Woman. Still fighting Mouse Man. So there's a subtle... So are those mice or are they rats? Does Mouse Man employ rats? Does Mouse Man hate rats? Mouse Man knows. Mouse Man hears everything. New Gods 12. Or as I call it, thank God it's over. I don't know. I try with New Gods. I really do. But it's just, I don't know. Give it a shot. Superman Unlimited. 7. Issue 7. Here. Issue 18. Ultimates. Batman, Superman, World's Finest. Absolute Flash, issue 9. Doo-doo-doo. Amazing Spider-Man, number 16. So Batman, Deadpool. Sorry, folks, just cover A. Might be actually novel for somebody to show the cover A on this. This, of course, being the second crossover. The first one being Deadpool Batman, and with the first one actually being published by Marvel, which is why Deadpool's name comes first, and this being the second, which is why Batman's name comes first. See also Avengers JLA and JLA Avengers. Dr. Doom, One World Under Doom, 9. Street verse. Street verse. Beefcake. Strange Tales #2. Right there's kind of a novel little thing, kind of a throwback. Okay, here we go. X-Men Tales from the Age of Apocalypse. Again, part of that celebration of however long it's been since the Age of Apocalypse. Gosh, that would be 30 years, maybe? Yeah. Making me feel old. Got Spider-Girl 6. See if my theory holds true. Make it to past 5. Yep, still going. Mr. Terrific, year 1. There. Got Red Hulk, issue 10. Question will be, once this is over, let's see, we're at 10. Yep. That'll be the final issue. There you go. The infamous Absolute Batman Annual, #1. There. X-Vengers. Issue 1. Issue 1, variant edition. And last but not least, probably the one I'll read first, The New History of the DC Universe. I'm just a big old DC overall, lore fan. I know it can be hard to follow and changes a lot, but just really excited about seeing how Wade has kind of got stuff organized. In Wade we trust. All right, and that's all I got this month. Okie doke. So now that I've gone through those, I am going to get them all put into CLZ and get them all kind of documented, and then put them all in a nice stack by the bedside to read over the next 3 weeks or so, and get ready for the next box. So thank you so much for being here. Please check out my other videos where I go through my main collection, and thanks so much for being here, and have a great day.